So, good evening, judges. My name is Eva, and I'm currently a junior in high school living in the Philippines. I'm be talking about my app called Elite Link. So, let's start with the problem. So, what is it? Athletes need a way to get recruited and have incredible access to quality coaching and advance in athletic ability, as recruitment has become an incredible problem through the span of COVID. And athletes don't have the same amount of opportunities to get into elite training and clubs as they used to. So I was thinking about why this was important when I was researching. And so according to Olympics website, coaches are one of the most important aspects to an athlete's ability to win. And they say that the more communication and trust you have within the relationship, the more of a mindset the athlete has to win. So as well as less than 1% of athletes actually go pro worldwide. So that's really a limited amount of people. There's also a big problem in the system as it's very discriminatory as to get recruited, you need to be in education. So you need to be able to pay for education, which a lot of people in the Philippines cannot do as and actually worldwide, because 61% of the world population actually just middle class and lower. So, and there's 95% of the whole world that are athletes. So I'm gonna bring my brother into this. So in the Philippines, we have great athletes, and let's take my brother as an example. He's been playing soccer since he was 2 years old, and he's gone all around Asia to compete. But to get recruited later on to work as a soccer coach or just play, he needs to go somewhere else, because in the Philippines, we don't have the coaches and recruitment system. So he needs to go to Europe or the US. So I got some primary research while I was investigating, and I asked two questions. The first question being, what takes a good part in the success as you as an athlete? And the majority answered as coaches was the most important thing. And the second question was, do you think advancing as an athlete in the Philippines is hard to accomplish? And all of them said yes. So, solution. I came up with a mission statement. So our mission is to empower the next generation of elite athletes by connecting them with a specialized coach, providing them with the tools and resources they need to achieve their full potential and succeed at their highest level of athleticism. So I came up with a few key principles for the app. So it'll provide an accurate and up-to-date information about the coaches, ensure that the app is secured and protects all the privacy of the users. It provides a neutral platform that does not discriminate based on gender, religion, race, nothing. And it encourages open conversations through face-to-face through video and also chat. And it's always changing depending on reviews on the public. So this is my app logo and slogan. So as I said, it's called Elite Link. And I chose these two colors as blue represents power, trust, and confidence, and orange is for freedom, youth, and optimism. And these are all things I would like my users to have while they're using the app. So value proposition, I'd first like to start that I actually did not add in a hard cost for developing the app, as I would probably ask in for proposals for the app development, and I actually don't need to develop a software, as it'll be the same format as Tinder, where you either get to choose if you want to work with the coach or not, and the coach can also choose if they want to work with you or not as an athlete. So it's there's a lot of freedom within the app. So what does my app actually give to the public? So it's actually a co-dominant platform where athletes get to choose the coaches, like I said, and the coaches get to choose the athletes. They're able to give reviews to coaches and athletes, and the top rated ones are able to publish content such as workout plans, tips, dietary profiles, and that go through a subscription type of fee. It's also worldwide, so you can post your videos and coaches to explore, and this fixes the issue of countries and top coaches being in one specific area, and these minority type of countries that don't have the same chances to discover this new athletic ability. So what's the functions of the app? So specific data relevant to the athlete, videos, ratings by peers, and access to like shopping for gear or like clothing and just like sportswear. So who are my competitors? So the main competitor apps are just like apps that help with organization through like athletic platforms. So when you're already paired up with a coach, they can put like their plans on it or just like the whole schedule. And it's like a chat more than like the initial link that Elite Link would have. This is just a planning, and then Elite Link would be that linking between the coach and athlete, like the finding of them. So yeah, so this leads to my target market. So I spent a lot of time thinking about this, and my target market is wide. So age-wise, I said you need to be 18 plus to download the app on your own. So this requires, as like if you're a younger athlete, you need to sign consent forms by your guardian to actually download the app, but there's no real age to download the app, as athletes can range from like 2 years old onwards. For profession, it's the athletic department, coaches, athletes, anywhere that goes between that. Gender, there's no particular gender needed to actually download the app. It's diverse to all, and the location is worldwide. So prototype. So if you actually scan that QR code, there is a very rough draft of what the prototype would look like. And again, it's like the Tinder type of like profile. I tried to do that, but I could not like code for it. But it's like the type of swipe. You swipe to the right if you want to, and swipe to the left if you don't. So the proposal. So the business model. So some of the key partners that I would like to go with is sports brands, like I said, for like clothing and stuff, like ads. Like of course a coach's pool, an athlete pool, pro clubs maybe, and college recruitment. So then athletes and coaches have a wide range of people to go to. That's pretty much it here. To actually develop the app, all I would need is the pool of coaches and athletes, so like the users of the app, and maybe just an IT squad to like start the app, like actually. So my revenue model, so it might be a mix of like subscription fee, so for access to videos and content from top rated coaches and athletes, like I said before. So you would rate them as you go, and then the top rated ones would be able to publish their thoughts. And the app works as you would have a profile, and on your profile, you can post videos, all your content. So then when coaches look at your profile, they can choose to work with you from that. So not just your name. And then as well as advertisements where sport brands can have ads up and promotions for sportswear and equipment. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Eva. And really, this, is very close to me because so many athletes, at a school level, when I start teaching from, say 6 to going on to grade 12, are not able to make it. A lot of them, there's a parental pressure and there's discriminatory, policies, and not able to find the right coach. Also spend a lot of amount, on international training, which the affordability also comes there. So very well linked and very well planned. And I loved how Bruno was playing. So over to you, judges. Pawan, go ahead.
Thanks, Amog. Hey, Eva, great presentation. I really liked it. In school, I used to play a ton of sports myself, and I understand not only being successful in sports, but all the life lessons that it can teach. I think it's an experience everyone should have. So my only question is around kind of some of the problems you talked about and how specifically your solution solves those. So for example, one of the things you said is there'll be no discrimination based on race, gender, et cetera, right? And in your app, I can kind of see who the person is. If I was like a coach and let's say for some reason I'm racist or sexist or whatever, right? And I can still see all those things, and I can like, know those factors and then choose to decline to train that person because I don't want to, right? And second thing is also when you talked about the fact that, we can't do this because there's a lack of infrastructure or people can't afford it. Kind of like, even for this to work, you know, kids would still need a functioning smartphone, internet, and kind of also the ability to pay the subscription on your app. And I know that top level coaches, they charge like a lot of money per hour, right? So I just wanted to kind of understand a little bit more specifics there. So if you can do the discrimination question first,
Yeah.
and then secondly, how would this work for people from low income backgrounds specifically? That would be great.
So I think discrimination wise, I was thinking more of like chat. So like writing discriminatory like things on the chat. Like of course, someone that's racist will have that like first ideal, like, oh no, like I don't want to work with this person because of these problems. But I feel like I can't change that like initial like viewpoint, but I can like change like racism like thoughts and like chats wise on the app. So I think at least stopping that from happening is a first step, and then like looking back at like the first problem and then fixing it later.
Okay. I have just one other question. And this might not actually be a thing, but I'm just thinking out loud with you. So if you look at a lot of coaches, they want to train the most promising athletes, right? Because obviously, if those athletes go on to become bigger, amazing stars, then the coach also gets the recognition that goes with it. So what happens to all the kids or users on the platform who may not necessarily look the most athletic, who might not necessarily look like, okay, this person's going to be a star or whatever, right? Like, how do you prevent the same problem that, and you said Tinder, right, as an app?
Yeah.
If you look at that, the ratio of female to male is 1:9, right? And I feel like that might happen where a lot of coaches want this really one athletic kid and they want to work with him. But what happens to all the other kids that maybe aren't as athletic but still want the coaching from them?
I think this is where the app is really good because it's not just like pro clubs. There's also like college clubs and recruitment that's on there. So it's not just like fully elite. There's like a range of like different like stages. And I think through the app, like because of the profile, I think a lot of the coaches are looking for just a good athlete in general, which like like in the Philippines, like we have so many recruits in like out of school clubs. And all of them, they like don't go to school all day and then they wait until training and then they go straight to training. That's all they do. And so I think they have the motivation to like if they were to have this app, they would have the motivation to continue and like prove to the coaches that they can do it. So I think that just at least allowing them to have like an equal like linking opportunity and to start with, because like someone maybe middle class compared to these recruits, they just don't have that communication part already. So just that initial like link.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Eva. Great presentation.
Ethan, Nicole, anyone? Yeah.
No, just an idea, right? I mean, is it just for the elite kids, only or for any children who want to be matched with the correct coach, right? This can be, it's completely scalable, even for for moms with so many kids, and it's easy, right, to do the swipe left, swipe right thing. I think it's really quite a simple idea, but it's very much needed. Yeah.
I think it's impactful, as well as like I think a lot of countries, they have like a wide range of like clubs. Like here we have like at least 4. And so like if you're new here and you're like on elite, you can search up like Philippines and like the clubs can pop up. So maybe you can go for training, see how you like it. And then, so I think at least you get to like search the environment of like these clubs with these specific sports.
Hi, Eva. Sorry, I'm going to be annoying with some of this stuff. I do apologize. One of my favorite sports is AFL. No one likes Aussie rules football. I don't know why, but I'm obsessed with it. And the amount of data that's provided is what I love. I love the idea of a Tinder thing, and I think it's fantastic. I love the idea of being able to see videos and that sort of thing. But as with, let's take Tinder or whatever it is, or job searchers even, forget just Tinder, everyone's going to put their best foot forward. Is there a way to also add potentially data to people's things? And therefore that increases the difficulty of the actual app itself, because you probably have to choose one sport to focus on first, and then a different sport, and then a different sport, and actually release like a series of them. I mean, to be fair, it could be quite profitable to at some point in time. But if there was a way to actually do the data behind it, then again, that takes out that idea of looking at someone and having that discrimination. Suddenly, all the coaches are seeing is numbers.
Yeah.
And that's it. They can be male, female, it doesn't matter at that point. But there's this beauty in breaking things down to just numbers. And I think that could in itself help you with your particularly the discriminatory idea. And it could be interesting to see how many coaches suddenly realize, oh, maybe I had a preconceived idea about what particular people like, how they perform in certain areas. So I think that could be a great idea. Just one in general. But I was also just wondering, just as Pavan said as well, but I know this is the initial link. I know that you've mentioned you don't really help anything after that, but because of that, does that mean that they're going to still struggle with the same pricing issues at the same point? And is there a way, therefore, to make your elite link potentially free to certain people, or potentially be able to entice and bring more people on from a different socioeconomic status?
I think I didn't explain it correctly. So when I was talking
Apologies.
about the subscription fee, I was talking about like accessing like those videos or like workout plans of those like reviews that you like the coaches get. The whole app is free, so anyone can get it, just with the consent form and stuff with the age. But anyone can get that. And so like that's the whole point of the app, because especially in the Philippines, like the majority of the population is not middle class. So yeah.
Got you. And can I just ask one more question? Why would you, how can you entice coaches to come onto here? Because I can see people wanting to have the best coaches, but as coaches, people seek you out already. At least the most elite coaches, people seek you already. So why would those coaches want to be on your app?
So I think it makes it so much easier, because recently recruitment has only been face-to-face, right? And then through COVID, we realized that nothing necessarily has to be face-to-face. So now everything's on Zoom or just on chat. So I think, especially since it's worldwide, like people from that specific club don't have to fly out to other countries to recruit or just like look around. They can just go on the app and just look from there. And I think, yeah.
Perfect. Thanks. That works for me. Thanks, Eva. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Eva, and well done.
Thank you.
All the best.